This is an absolute steal for the San Antonio Spurs. A reporter lines out a potential Kevin Durant trade, and we are about to dive into why this would be perfect for the San Antonio Spurs here on Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys take a spur of the moment to get every Spurs moment by hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss all the great content that me, Josh, and Brian have coming for you. But other than that, let's just get right underway. NBA impact. Durant could join Wemby on the San Antonio Spurs. Of course, we know there's been Wemby, there's been Giannis, there's been Kevin Durant, there's been Lauri Markkanen, there's been so many players who have been linked to the San Antonio Spurs. It's because we're the hottest destination in all of the land of basketball. But this Kevin Durant mock trade here, this potential trade here, we're going to talk about it. The 2025-2026 season planning already underway for several franchises to fail to make the playoffs. The Suns and the Spurs, two actively working strategic moves to improve their rosters. A rumor is gained traction in recent weeks. Kevin Durant could be traded to the Spurs, joining young Victor Wembanyama. Kevin Durant's future. The potential move was mentioned by specialized website Fadeaway World, which outlined a complex but feasible trade involving three teams, the Spurs, the Suns, and the Nets. Shout out to Kevin Durant's old team. The Spurs would acquire Kevin Durant, forming a new Big Three alongside Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, following the footsteps of the unforgettable trio of Tim Duncan, Manu, and Tony Parker. Of course, it's not going to be the same type because those are completely different players, but just in case you guys aren't aware of what Kevin Durant did this year, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.2 blocks, and 52.7% shooting, 43% from the three-point line, one of the most efficient scorers of all time, probably the best skill set of a scorer of all time. If not, he is up there in the upper echelon list, top 5, and he's not 5. So, the trade, we'd be getting Kevin Durant. Phoenix would receive Nick Claxton, Keldon Johnson, as well as a 2025 first and a 2027 first, both owned by the Atlanta Hawks. So that's not our number 2 pick. That is the number 14th pick in this year and a 2027 first for Atlanta. So we still keep the Dallas swap, or the Dallas or Minnesota swap. Still keep the Boston swap, still keep our picks, so we're not giving up the world. And the Brooklyn Nets would receive our Devin Vassell and a future 2029 first round pick. Guys, I understand we like Devin Vassell. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. This isn't the best representation of who he is as a player. We know that coming off of the injury, obviously the beginning of the year, you don't get to work out the way that you want to in the offseason. 44% from the floor, 37% from 3. From February on, he was a much more efficient player. He had his moments there, but 24 years old. So in this scenario, the Nets get to move off of contract, big contract. They get picks. They get Nick Claxton, so they get a solid big to run alongside of Devin Booker. Keldon Johnson, they get a nice young piece. They could start him probably because they need to on that roster. Brooklyn gets a nice young piece at the shooting guard position and a future pick, and we get Kevin Durant. So we actually clear up some money. And the thing that you're probably worried about here is, well, we don't have the money for Kevin Durant because Wemby's obviously coming down the pipeline. Wemby's still got 1 more year plus 2 years of team option on his contract. He's going to be extended. Duh. It's Wemby. He's going to be extended. But with the time frame that Kevin Durant's contract is, Wemby's contract really won't kick in until Kevin Durant's not even technically on the roster. It depends if we want to bring him back, but he most likely will retire at that point. You're replacing Kevin Durant essentially with Devin Vassell. So you're getting a better scoring, better shooting, better playmaking, better defending, taller, better rebounding Devin Vassell to just slide into our team. Kevin Durant would fit on every single roster that's ever lived. There is not a singular roster in the world that Kevin Durant wouldn't fit on seamlessly. We saw he added to the Warriors. It was like, oh man, replaced Harrison Barnes, got Kevin Durant. Wow, greatest team we've ever seen. 67-15, 16-1 in the playoffs. Crazy. Kevin Durant fits wherever. And he doesn't need to be the best player. He doesn't need to try to be the leader. He doesn't need to do anything but go out there and just put up that. Realistically, next year, with the fact that he has De'Aaron Fox, a true point guard, so he doesn't have to try to play point guard. He doesn't have to be the defensive anchor like he was. He was one of the two. Obviously, the back line helped more so because Draymond Green was the defensive anchor. But he doesn't have to try to be that, or like he kind of was in Brooklyn. He can go in there, score, get his buckets, and go home. That's it. And it's just Devin Vassell. I like Devin Vassell. I think Devin Vassell is a very good player. But even so, we have the number 2 pick in the draft. Dylan Harper is clear-cut the second best prospect in this draft. If we were to draft Dylan Harper between Fox, Castle, Vassell, and Harper, one's got to go. It's not Fox we just traded. It's not Castle. It's not Harper who we just drafted. It would be Devin Vassell. And so you can just turn that into Kevin Durant for a couple years. And then contractually, not even have to really worry about anything. You can still get people a minimum. We wouldn't be over the second apron, so we'd still be able to finagle deals and work our way out. And besides, we're pushing out. Keldon Johnson's making, I think, 19. Devin Vassell's around 28. We're pushing out more money than we're bringing in with this Kevin Durant deal. Or if not, it's going to be real close. So the potential, Kevin Durant, 26 a game on 52.7% shooting. We just highlighted that. We know what Wemby did this year, 24 and 11 with 4 blocks a game. We know what Fox did this year, 23 and a half and 6 assists. The offensive firepower would be insane, but we can play defense because Kevin Durant is a quality defender still. He used to be borderline elite, but he is a quality defender still. It's hard to be a bad defender when you're 6'8" with 6'11" with 7'4" wingspan, can stretch, can slide, and you have Wemby on the back line, so you're going to be even more apt to play high-level defense. Durant's salary is $51.1 million for the season. He'll be able to earn $54.7 million next season. So with Vassell and Keldon Johnson, it's going to be about equal, roughly. It would be about there. His departure would allow the Suns to restructure their payroll, focus on Devin Booker in the future. Cool. On the other hand, the Nets would be able to continue their strategy, accumulating talent, draft assets, key, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Durant, 36 years old, has publicly acknowledged the French player's admiration for his game. He told me he watched me growing up, and he's only one-of-a-kind player. He also highlighted Wemby's unique playing style. I don't see anybody like Wemby in the NBA. You can tell by his passion for the game, he's very different from any other player we've seen before. And we know that Victor Wembanyama is different from anybody who we have seen before. You know who is also different? Kevin Durant. That guy is 6'11", with that kind of athleticism, with that kind of handle, that kind of jump shot, can score 3-level score, can put the ball in the ground, can get you 5 or 6 assists a game if he needed to, can get you 8-9 rebounds, can also get you 27, 30, 32 points per game as he averaged in his MVP season, 13-14. This Kevin Durant, I don't love Kevin Durant on this roster if you have to mortgage the future. You're not mortgaging a future with this. We don't need to keep every single draft pick that we have for what? We're not going to be able to use every single. We don't need to keep every draft pick. You get a bunch of draft picks to draft high-level talent. Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sochan, Stephon Castle. Then you get picks to move off of them when you need to go acquire that last piece. He could be the last piece for what could be a championship team next season, barring that Wemby comes back 100% healthy. All the championship teams that you see, they draft their core for the most part, and then they go get a guy. Okay, so we drafted the core in Boston, then we got to go get Drew Holiday, we got to get Derek White, Porzingis, but we still have the core we drafted. The Warriors, Draymond, Steph, and Clay, when we had them, okay, now we go get Andrew Bogut, now we go get Andre Iguodala. Okay, so we drafted LeBron because the Cavs did draft LeBron, obviously left, came back. They drafted Kyrie, they traded Wiggins to go get Kevin Love. These things happen all the time where you draft your core and then you go get your last pieces. We have the core. We now just need to get the last pieces. And whether it's Kevin Durant, who I love in this trade, whether it's going big game hunting for Giannis, whether it's Lauri Markkanen, whether it's Derek White, whether it's Jared Allen, because the Cavs now are going to have to get rid of some pieces too, whomever it is, we need to be open to the fact that we're going to trade for something to help us put us over the top. That's just how it has to happen. Even going back, old Lakers teams, old Celtics teams. You go back to, oh, they got Kareem to go along with Magic. Oh, okay, they had Bill Walton coming off of the bench to go along with the Celtics team. Like, there's just so much throughout the entirety of the NBA. Dennis Rodman on the Chicago Bulls teams. Obviously, you drafted Jordan, Pippen, and you go, but you still have to get those last pieces. You have to go get the last pieces. And we have the opportunity to go get the last pieces here with this Kevin Durant trade, which I love. It would be an absolute steal. But we have the ability to do so much more. We're in the most advantageous position in all of the league. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments about Kevin Durant, about Giannis, about whomever. Who do you think we should go out and get? 1, let me know about this trade. Do you think it would be worth it? 2, who do you think we should go get if you don't like this trade? This has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. Appreciate all of you guys, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon.